I'm gonna be honest, I was a lukewarm Christian for most of my life. I was raised in a Christian family. My dad is a strong believer, but I was just someone who was around him and didn't really submit my life to Jesus Christ. But something happened a few months ago, more so 4 months ago, that I decided that I want to try to see what it feels like to submit my life to God. I didn't really know how to approach this situation, but I did what I knew best. I just started praying, not only before going to sleep, but whenever I felt lonely or stressed or bored, I started incorporating prayers into my daily biking hobby. I would just go on rides on a bike and I would pray to God. I look around, I see beautiful nature, and I would be grateful for it. I didn't have a miraculous moment, but I feel like I've grown closer and closer to God. And because of that, I was able to drop and beat my 10-year-old porn addiction, whereas I was trying so hard for years. I was in this journey for at least 5 years. And the longest I've ever been was 120 days. But I relapsed and the progress went as if nothing ever happened. I just became addicted as well. But now I know that something different happened. I made a spiritual, mental, and physical transformation. And one of the key components of that transformation was realizing what Jesus Christ wants me to do. More specifically, I should follow his example in dealing with certain problems in my own life. So the first and most painful problem that I had was loneliness. Now, growing up, I was always kind of introverted. Instead of going out and playing with other kids, I would just stay at home and play with toys and use my imagination. However, I ended up being isolated. And also, I developed social anxiety, which I later on fought, and I made significant progress in that. Now, one of the most important things that I've done in terms of relationships was letting go. The thing is, Jesus knew that he is going to get betrayed, right? He knew that his own people are going to send him to death, and he still forgave them and gave his life for them. So even though I had painful experiences with people, with women, just a couple of weeks ago, a girl I was on a date with, well, at the end of the date, kissed me and told me that she wanted to see me again. And now, yesterday, she ghosted me. Me in the past would have thought about this incident for months and couldn't let go. But I believe that I literally became a stronger person. I don't feel no pain. I just feel gratitude for finding something, finding God, finding Jesus that is not as fragile and fleeting. I have found my meaning and I'm not lonely anymore. So letting go all of his grudges and grievances was a game changer for me. Essentially, it's like turning the other cheek. Now, one thing that will not allow you to do that is most people, and me included, have huge egos. And ego is like a pride, one of the 7 deadly sins. And the key to letting go is actually to step over that ego, step over that pride, accept vulnerability, accept that you can be hurt. Because if you love, you will get hurt. You are opening up yourself to piercing, if that makes sense. And I feel as if a lot of people are holding grudges, and that doesn't allow them to live at their potential. And I can sense that with girls that I was dating in the past. Like sometimes it feels like they just purposefully want to hurt. But the thing is that hurt people, and I don't want to be a part of this game. I choose to love. I'd rather get hurt by loving too much than not live at all. If anything, from the past, I regret not loving more, not getting hurt more. Because I feel as if pain purified my soul, made me stronger, and made me feel others' pain better too. So there are those communities that are really sad, like black pill and incels, and I never wanted to associate myself with those communities. Because reading posts, reading comments under videos dedicated for a black pill incel community, you just feel that pain, right? And that pain is directed at someone else. But for me, I just couldn't do that. I respect myself, I have love for life, I'm willing to get hurt, and I don't expect anything back. That's what letting go, for me at least, feels like. Now, one thing that I think it's important to mention is that letting go is a skill. You see, I've known about letting go for years. But the thing about it is that you kind of have to practice pretty much daily if you want it to be effective, at least. But the more I practice, the more consciously I put in the effort to think positive thoughts, hopeful thoughts, the better I get at it. And I came to the point where there's no pain anymore. I don't expect much. I'm grateful for the experiences that I had. I'm willing to love because I let go. I don't need porn to escape those pains, right? And to cement this point, I kind of want to tell you a formula that I recently heard that I think makes a lot of sense. So suffering is how others treat you times your reaction. So you can't change how others treat you, but you can change your reaction. And what happens if you have zero reaction? Anything times 0 is 0. You have 0 suffering if you choose to. Well, again, it's a skill. It's a skill that you can develop over time. But the benefits of it, starting today, whether it's meditation, going on walks, journaling, can be seen today. So start today. By the way, I host a free community where I bring Christian men who are trying to become more virtuous. If you'd like some guidance or accountability, make sure to join it. It's the link in the description down below.